freshness.
You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. Make sure you do nobody else like me. Just the love comes and just the love comes and just the please believe. Just the love comes and just the love comes and just the. In the middle of all of these beautiful girls in the world with the dance on the floor. I step on men and not to bend up. Me I just want some pepper decent. Baby girl, you raise your waistline, roll it down, go slow down, just bring it down to me now, shut me down, not easy. Baby, don't mind when you see come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal, dance make me feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal, feeling like 1 million. Go just watch you like a cinema, when bandit like
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
You're now listening to the best music.
Greetings to the South Nations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robbins, and you're greetings from all the way to Sudan. I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire.
1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Happy days, family. How you doing? It's your the lovely Irutan Longoria here on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network. On Let's Swap with Irutan, always talking about redefining Africans. As a redefiner yourself, I hope you had a beautiful, intentional, magical week. It's the last Friday of March, so I hope you're actually excited. It's ending on a higher note, and you're excited for April. I hope you're going to do it better. You're going to be intentional, focused, and actually be the best version of yourself. But welcome again on Let's Swap with Irutan. Amazing conversation coming in regarding the United Arabs of Emirates. And we're going to be talking about their agenda in Africa. Also talking about a con woman here in Nairobi, Kenya, who's been conning a lot of Africans in regards to their traveling to the United Arabs of Emirates and other Arabian countries to work. And it's amazing because some people are actually selling property, selling anything they can to travel to these other countries to get opportunities. Some are actually selling properties worth 400,000 Kenyan shillings, 100,000 Kenyan shillings to go work in these other countries. But the question is, why would you pay to go and work in this other country? That's a red flag already. So red flag already. So definitely we'll be talking about what's been happening here in the 254 Nairobi, Kenya. Also some politics in the government of Kenya. And Senator Onyanka talking about the fact that he's never taken a bribe. And that's not his agenda. He has so much hope in the fact that we can have a better government. And also we'll dive into a conversation regarding Burundi and Rwanda's conflict. Join me as we definitely talk about that. But remember to follow us on all the social media platforms. Download our app on the Google Play Store. Stream on www.blackhotfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. We have the Benny hats, sandals, light t-shirts, dad hats, super affordable. You can pay as you order or bleeper poly, but on the size of the supplements, you pay right away and your supplements will be delivered to you. I'm sending you so much love and light this beautiful afternoon as we start our conversation.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
Greetings to the South Nations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robbins, and I'm reaching out to our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. they make my tea, yeah. And me, I understand, so you don't know like me, yeah. See me, I want me, know, say me, there for you, yeah. And if I give price, me, God, I feel like don't see, yeah. I never tell you for nothing. It's not even the love is not giving the dark and shit. That you wanna be for nothing. It's not even that you wanna be for me. It's something coming on. I never tell you, baby. It's not for me, give me this something. No, no. I'm gonna tell you what's something for. I'm gonna expect it. I'm not gonna want to you. Baby, I'm gonna make you. Baby, I'm not.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
One hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. I'm just living on somebody's babe. Oh no, no, I can't get that love down for myself. Say everybody's fine, but they can't be you. Even if they want to do, even if they try, I say envy you. But you belong to someone, and I'm saying I'm just begging for somebody, babe. I can't get that love just for myself. Only, only. Days gonna stay us. Only. Now you're baby. Only. Days gonna stay us.
You got the right impression, baby, I'm impressed. The feeling shock you want me so fucking. But you got around me like I'm in my bed. Before the camera catch before fucking. Got up better fucking.
Feel the hits. Feel the
You're now listening
freshness.
to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Show you what do mission impossible. I hope you know. Nobody has to Another day, another crisis. Anybody where we are still typing.
So Friday family, the last Friday of March, ending it with big moments and energy. But I'm coming in with amazing conversations right away. Also, I want to share a video of one of my girlfriends who's basically bringing us to our culture. She's an amazing belly dancer and she's so unique in her movings. And I remember Dr. Tata was talking about the fact that she would love to have her show in regards to us going back to our cultural dances, moving in regards to who we are, our identity. And Ruth, my beautiful, amazing, close friend of mine who's actually been doing that for decades. And I know maybe she doesn't know or she knows this is a part of ours and this is our culture and identity. And I'm excited to share her projects with us, just a little bit of video of what she does to help us understand. I think this will help us actually fall more in love with ourselves. The ones who are joining us right away, my name is Iwerton Longoria on Let's Pop with Iwerton, always talking about redefining Africans as we redefine ourselves. But the conversation of the day will be the U.A.E, the United Arab Emirates, and their agenda in Africa. But before that, I want us to basically go back in regards to I've been talking about culture, identity, and our traditions. And it's amazing because nature is literally going back to nature. Knowingly or unknowingly, if you don't know it, sometimes you're actually in the right path. And whatever you're doing is what you're meant to do to basically stand on your ground and redefine Africa and actually awaken a lot of people to basically fall in love with themselves as Africans because we are the most diligent, powerful peoples of all time. We existed before time, and understanding that means we have a lot of knowledge of a lot of intelligence. Let me talk about that. A lot of intelligence. We are the original originators of civilization. Talk about chemistry. Talk about mathematics. Talk about building architecture. We are the one who came up with all these things, and I want you to believe that, and I want you to own that, and I want you to walk and act like it because it's a fundamental truth.
Feel
You are
the
now listening to
freshness.
the best music. You're now listening to the best music.
Kenyan Jam in the building. Anybody planning to come to Kenya? This is the music you'll be listening to.
From the first time I looked in your eyes, I knew. Jet ski. Loving you feels like destiny. Zawadi yangu sauti yako. Even a rich man envies me.
Coming in with amazing conversation in right away as we're going to be talking about our culture and identity. I'm going to start with that. But following with the conversation of the United Arabs of Emirates.
Tajiri wangu tabia zako. I wish I could give you the world. Thamani yako ipimiki, the world would not be enough. Una na 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 na, roho yangu hailidiki na kuita. Papa said I will find you when now I see. Hela hata tukikosa na isikie nafsi. Hela wenomba usiwe mkali sana ukiziwi walo. Hela mama usiwe mkali sana ikikero ina.
But we're coming with amazing conversation right away, family. Thanks to the ones who are joining us right away on YouTube, on BitChute, and on Rumble. Thank you for joining us right away. Right away on the best radio station, the Black Hot Fire Radio Network, on the Let's Pop with U.A.E. And the topic of the day is the United Arabs of Emirates, right? And their agenda in Africa right away. Before that, I'm going to play a short video of some of the supplements we do have for you, family, to give you a hint of what we definitely have for you. We have 4 different categories of supplements: the vitamins, the vitamins. We also do have the beverages, the beauty, and the naturals. Let's listen in to the health and benefits of some of the supplements we definitely have for you right away. Remember, you can download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhorsefireradionetwork.com for amazing apparel, clothing, and the supplements which are super, super affordable. Let's listen in to the health and benefits of some of the supplements we do have for you, like of ashwagandha, multivitamin, and beetroot.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$3.90. You can also get yourself amazing supplements of a local cucumber soap for the ladies. We also have the shea butter to give you a beautiful, amazing, smooth skin. We also have ashwagandha multivitamins. We also do have the beverages, Manuka honey coffee for $59.90. Super affordable. So remember, you have to be healthy because we have a purpose to fulfill. Even though you have goals and dreams, I think health is really important because you need to be healthy to actually fulfill or live the life that you want to live. But before you continue, as I always come with an amazing, motivating video, I want to play a video to basically pump you up today in regards to walking with intention, walking, being conscious of people around you and what's really happening. But let's listen.
Fascinating study that was just completed. That any person who is the recipient of an act of kindness has their serotonin levels increased just because they received an act of kindness, and their immune system is strengthened because they received this dose of kindness. That's the recipient. And secondly, any person who is the giver, the provider of an act of kindness, anything you ever do, but particularly towards the people that you're close to in your life, and particularly towards strangers, with just a smile, the serotonin levels in you are increased to the same degree that they are in the receiver. And so is your immune system strengthened. You want to strengthen your immune system? Be kind. But even more dramatic than that, I get excited about this. Because this is what blows me away about it, is that the observer of an act of kindness, has their serotonin levels and their immune system strengthened just because they're in the energy field of someone who is displaying kindness. When you see someone being kind to another person, it's like a dose of an antidepressant. There's a fascinating study that was just completed.
Right. Practice kindness today. Make someone's day meaningful. Compliment somebody. Offer a hand in regards to whatever you'd want to make someone's day happier. Super important because it also uplifts you. And we need more of that nowadays. Also, be smart about it. We're going to be talking about Rwanda planning to attack Burundi. And also, why is the United Arab Emirates pushing the Sudan war under Generals Burhan and Hemedti, right? Let's talk about that.
The U.A.E. is a country that doesn't care how many Africans die alone.
Did you hear that? And that's why we can see a lot of these Arabian countries are developing the same way as the Europe and the United States are trying to put their feet in Africa because they want Africa without Africans. That means our economic, political, social sector has always been at risk. And the fact that even our system is not our system, it's the British system, it means their feet is still here. And also the fact that we see a lot of opportunities are being offered to Africans to travel to these Arabian countries, name it. Why? To work as, for me, I can call it modern day slavery, honestly, because the opportunities that are there is not that respectful, I can say. And you can see the collaboration that our African nations have with these Arabic nations, right? And it actually means there's a pact in that, in regards to as they're crippling us, their country is developing. As they're being crippling us, their country is developing more and more. That means someone is attacking you. If someone is always concentrated on everything that you're doing, it means there's something that you have. And it's a time for us Africans to wake up, literally. There's so many signs now. There's so many signs. It's for a time. It is a time for us to wake up and understand who we are, understand what we do have, the power that we hold, our economic, political, social sectors has always been challenged because it is making other nations become more bigger, more powerful, and we're also being crippled each and every time.
On the way. If they get their way economically and they're able to buy politicians and buy militias and stuff like that, they will do it. And the whole idea that it's an unsustainable, volatile thing. So something like this could even drag Kenya into a regional war. In Sudan, from 2019, from the removal of Bashir, until early 2023, before this last war broke out, and I came to Kenya. But yeah, we've kind of had a very close relationship to what's going on in Sudan, and the conflicts that were happening in Sudan and into the pro-democracy movement, and until this recent war right now.
All right. So, of course, we know about the war in the 80s. And of course, if people don't know, I mean, it's good we give them some history. But before we go to that, how did Sudan end up to have a war?
I shared a video that was Wednesday regarding, it was Zach who's talking about, not even Zach, Ibrahim Toure mentioned this, which is a fact. There's always been wars, weird wars, talk about poverty in Africa. And if that momentum continues, it means Europe, United States, U.A.E, they're becoming more powerful, they're developing. And that's why there has to be war in some African nation, or something not happening the way it's supposed to happening, the way it's supposed to happen in a straight manner. There has to be a bend in the political, economic, and social sector, because if we're so much concentrated in the war, it means we're not thinking right. It means we're not united. We're not reorganizing. We're not re-strategizing. And that makes this other nation become more powerful. They steal more and basically take over everything that we have. And the fact that we know that, I believe it's time for us to re-strategize and organize. The fact that U.S. aid was actually cut off from Africa, just a good thing, because it was actually not even helping any African at all. It's just an organization to actually has been put, or basically they had to come to Africa to spy on us and also literally cripple us. So everything I can say has been happening, or has happened for a good cause. The fact that U.S. aid has been seized from the African nation. The fact that Trump is literally cutting off some African countries from traveling to the United States, it's a good thing. I'm telling you, it's a wake-up call that we have to go back to our natural self. That means go back to being an independent country or independent nation, because we used to be independent. We didn't rely on loans or aid at all. You have to understand that as an African. You have to believe what's happening, because it's literally in your face.
Just the other day in 2023, which, I mean, it looked like it was short term, but we're still talking about a 2023 war in 2025. That's 2 years on. How did you end up here?
So Sudan it's always had a problem, even in 2019 when Bashir was removed. None of the fundamental problems with governance in Sudan were ever solved, including things like war crimes and going back, restructuring the country so that it's not a military dictatorship. All of these issues have never been fully resolved. In 2019, Bashir was removed as a head, but his structures remain there. There are structures that have been oppressing people for 30 years and for even going back before Bashir's era, since there was Nimeri and these other military dictators. There have been some fundamental problems with the governance of Sudan, the military, the theocratic rule of having political Islam governing the entire country, not being able to manage diversity, corruption, of course, mass corruptions. So all of the kind of the symptoms of neo-colonialism in Sudan. The British left in 1956, but then all of the forces that have been there in Sudan have been acting as kind of, internal colonizers on the people themselves. So it's become then kind of a self-induced, injury on the country. But, the main issue was always the problem of military rule and authoritarianism. So there would be brief years of democracy. In 1964, there was a popular uprising, and then a military dictatorship came in 1969. And then again, there was a popular uprising in 1985, but then Bashir came in 1989. And this generation, the popular uprising in 20.
And the reason why the U.A.E is literally pushing for the Sudan war under Generals Burhan and Hemedti. We understand that Sudan is super high on oil and gold. The same case as Congo, super high on lithium, cobalt, gold, name it. So many rich minerals that are being used to actually make a lot of nations become more powerful, more richer, as the African nation becomes more impoverished. It's a question regarding how we literally come from the most wealthiest nation of all time, and a lot of us are actually impoverished, stagnated, suffering. It's a question we should definitely ask ourselves. And then they offer these greener pastures in these countries that literally depend on us to become most developed countries of all time.
2019, but then a coup right away in 2021 happened. So it's always been a perpetual cycle of military dictatorships that are centrally, governed, and ideologically they're a theocratic kind of dictatorship.
So it's been on and off.
Yeah.
Just for people who, I'm sure the biggest population now probably in Sudan is also the young people, just like it is in Kenya.
Yes.
How would you describe the presidency of Bashir so that we get to a point where now he's told we can't have this leader anymore, he needs to go to jail?
Yeah. So it was a gradual deterioration of the country. I don't know, Kenyans, you might be maybe a little bit too young, but to remember the Naivasha Agreement in 2005. So the Naivasha Agreement in 2005 actually ended the war.
I remember that leader, or the president of Sudan at the time. I definitely remember him. I was a little young, but I could definitely remember hearing his name over and over.
With South Sudan, which continued for 22 years. So the Naivasha Agreement was the South Sudanese leadership under John Garang and the northern leadership under Bashir. And they actually stopped that war. But the problem is, even before that, in 2003, the Darfur War broke out. So also you might remember the Darfur genocide in the 2000s. It gained a lot of international attention, but it was almost like we would, before one peace agreement would happen, another war broke out. So, even Garang used to always say, he's like, there's no such thing as a southern problem. There's no such thing as a Darfur problem. There's a Khartoum problem, meaning it's the governance, the central governance.
It's always been the governance, or basically the leaders that are chosen for us. Because if you don't have leaders who are Pan-Africanists, obviously we're going to be stagnated in the same old system, the same old politicians being in these positions for their own benefits. And obviously, I believe they're given ultimatums. If they should do this or not. There's an ultimatum that you literally given. You basically pushed to the corner in regards to what they want, their demands or your downfall. You have to choose one. We have leaders, most leaders are basically in such position because of their own interest. Power is something a lot of people crave for, and they will do anything, anything to always be powerful.
Of the country, that was the main problem, because there's also different dynamics to it. You know, the Bashir government was a heavily theocratic government that used political Islam as a means of control. And even in the 90s, you know, Osama bin Laden was in Khartoum, he was in Sudan before he went to Afghanistan. The idea of ideologues like Turabi, who were with Bashir, you know, basically he was saying that Sudan is a bridge to Arabization and the Islamization of the rest of Africa. So even the way they were looking at themselves as a government that was heavily into political Islam and trying to, you know, spread that into the rest of Africa, they started creating more of a jihadist, you know, discourse even among their own people. And you know, another part of it is the ethnic part of it as well. The Arabization of the curriculums, the university curriculums, the giving the you know a lot of, you know, how do you say it, giving privilege to groups in Sudan that identify as Arabs, rather than at that time, the majority of Sudan that didn't recognize as being ethnically Arabs, you know, people in Darfur, in the Nuba Mountains, in Blue Nile, the entirety of southern Sudan, because it was like you do not have to take on an ethnic identity for the country. You should look at the country as a diverse country that has all types of Africans. Even the so-called Arab in Sudan is actually, you know, a mix of Fulanis and Nubians and stuff like that, rather than being from Saudi Arabia or anywhere else. So the identity issue was
also have to understand why the U.A.E is pushing the Sudan war under the generals, and the fact that we had one of them here in Kenya. There's a reason for that. Even before I move forward with that, we have to understand why Congo is at war. We have to understand why Sudan is at war right now. Sudan is so high on oil and gold. Congo is super high on minerals such as lithium, cobalt, gold. But look how it is. There are people controlling these wars behind the scenes, because if there's peace and everything is going perfectly okay, it means you're becoming more richer, more organized, you're being united, and they're gonna be impoverished. They're not gonna be the most developing nations of all time. So we have to, according to them, be at war for them to develop.
So a huge issue in Sudan.
Initially, we thought this identity issue was about the separation of South Sudan from the larger Sudan. And a lot of people expected that after that Naivasha agreement, then that war would come to an end.
Yes.
Why is it that even that after that separation, then again, these factors of Arabization moved on with now the separate Sudan?
Yeah, because that's where you also get, you know, after the separation of South Sudan, the issue then became, okay, you still have a large number, maybe more than 50% of the Sudanese population that are still not Arab. People in Darfur, from whether it's the Darfur or the Masalid or the Zaghawa, like very large groups.
This about Sudan?
Yes.
But this would happen when you had the white fake Arabs come into Sudan and they start changing the identity. And black people love to be anything but African. So there are a lot of them.
Hello? You're cutting off?
You had even in Eastern Sudan, groups like the Bija, and these groups do not identify as Arab. They have their own mother.
And now they call themselves, you know, black people, all the original Arab, white people and identity.
Okay.
So that's what you're dealing with. So,
Mm,
of course, so now you have this hatred of Africans against the so-called mixed mulatto. So that's what's
right,
going on in Sudan, the hatred of African people.
right,
So that destroyed the country.
right.
and their lifestyle and stuff like that. Most of Sudan is an agricultural economy or pastoralist groups.
You don't have enough. We taught these
And
years.
that and also and remember she said you found the Fulani. I told you the same, but about you found the Fulani in Sudan, and the Fulani all the way down in Ghana, the Fulani are in Nigeria, the Fulani are all over West Africa and East Africa.
Mm.
Yeah,
And the
that's the
reason,
Fulani.
right, I started with this regarding the UAE pushing the Sudan war, understanding also it's because they're basically stealing and taking more to develop their country. But also the fact that also Kenya, let me say Kenya, is really pushing for a lot of Kenyans to travel to this nation to work in
To
very
Sudan.
not not Sudan, Arabian nations, Qatar, name it,
Yeah,
to
because
work as housekeepers, to work as waitresses, and I
yeah,
believe we
because
have
you
job
because
opportunities.
because you have because they have built an economy in Kenya. So that what that does, they want you because they know you're gonna have to send money back to your family. So that puts money into the Kenyan economy. So it's a scam.
Right.
So Africans have shifted poverty over the
Mm,
countries who have developed their country. So if you go work in their country, you're gonna send money back home and that'll keep Kenya stable. Because Kenya doesn't have an economy. And Joby
yeah,
showed them on the shows.
because of ours. They're developed because of Africa. 1616 on the clock confirmation. They're basically developing because of ours. And the fact that someone can sell their property worth 400,000 Kenyan shillings, Keith, or 100,000 Kenyan shillings, because you're supposed to work in this Arabian country. Why are you paying for such an amount to go work? Why not start a
because you
business?
because
Why not
because you're
start a
stupid.
business here?
Because you're stupid.
Right. That's a lot of money to literally start a business for you here.
Because you're stupid here.
You know, it's
And
crazy.
and you know that you might have to maneuver through a lot of corruption to start a business in Kenya. Everybody's got their hand out with chai. Business don't work
But
right now
still,
because always
but still, there are people who are doing businesses, great businesses are running in Kenya, in Africa, Mr. Newsom, a lot. But the fact that you can toil to get
but your
that
businesses aren't based up. Your
400,000,
business aren't based on you. That's outside money that built those businesses. That's not your money. It didn't come from Kenya. Most of the money came from maybe family members sending money back to somebody. It's
point
all
is, you can start a business with that money instead of you paying to
you
go and
could.
get a job opportunity in
I
some country that are going to treat you like crap.
I agree.
You know,
Africans are stupid.
you can
Africans love other
toil.
people. Well, you gotta get rid of the African mentality of loving everybody but African people. Till you get that, that's what you're gonna do. Till you stop worshiping us. You worship white people here, Todd. You worship Arabs and white. So that's why they want to go. You worship your enemy. Until you understand that, you're gonna continue to do it. You don't care about starting no business in
But
Africa. You want to be, huh? But
it's a red flag also for someone to tell you you have to pay to get this opportunity. And also the fact that you've said that understanding that you are in the most wealthiest nation of all time, people don't know that. So that you tend to hate where you're coming from.
there
You
you
don't
go.
want to
You
share anymore.
They don't
You
hate
have
where
to
you come from. They hate you because you're black. They hate you because they hate you. They ain't got where you came from. They
I'm
hate you because
saying
you're African.
that, and I don't really
Oh,
care about that because
okay.
regardless, when you're super confident about who you are the problem, not me. I don't want you to love me. Don't even love me. Love yourself, right? So the fact that Africans don't love themselves, the fact that Africans think that
Of
Africa
course.
is not a good country, is not developed and stuff, and
Exactly.
your nation is the one that is making this other nation become better, become richer, become
But, but,
powerful,
do,
as they
but do
call
they
themselves.
but do they know that? Do they know
They don't
that?
know that. They don't know that.
There you go.
They don't know that. So there's a lady here who has been conning a lot of Kenyans. Hmm?
There's one Joby showed yesterday. Yeah, they called it.
Oh.
about those
All right.
jobs. I know, Sergey. Yeah, that the lady
Look at
been. That must be going to get jobs to. I think it was like jobs to Mauritius or was it Seychelles?
yeah. So flashy TikToker Mary Kamunge, popular
Ooh,
on
look,
social
ooh,
media
look like a lot of
as
skin bleaching or something going on
Kamunge,
there.
while posing as a travel agent and overseas recruiter, has been accused of swindling millions of shillings from unsuspecting and desperate job seekers while promising them non existent jobs abroad. Through her agency, Trustpin Travel Agency, located along Moy Avenue, Nairobi, Rishi is accused of heavily advertising fictitious jobs in foreign countries to thousands of her social media platform or followers. And however, she says while making the reimbursement, deductions will be made for expenses her company allegedly incurred during the process of trying to link the job seekers to the hot air jobs abroad. Mrs. Kamunge is currently in police custody as further investigations are being carried out. She made a lot of money though. Wow. Wow. And if you're listening to our
I don't understand how
listeners,
she's gonna do this and not get
I
away with
know
it.
it's just wow. It's amazing because a lot of people, when you listen to people are talking about this before it actually blew out or before she was even
Yeah.
convicted, people are warning or are talking about her before she was caught. They're telling people don't go to this agency. It's not a legit
Damn.
agency, but
Like,
people still did it. You know,
people people desperate to leave Africa here.
but
You
everybody's
know,
telling you it's a
the-
scam. Like, don't go
that,
to
that,
this company; they're gonna scam you.
because it doesn't matter when your dreams when you're focused on something doesn't matter. Just like when you find a woman that may be in love or a man that may be in love, somebody say, "Hey man, that woman ain't no good." They're not gonna listen to you till they gonna have to experience themselves, or you can say, "Oh, that woman ain't no good," and not gonna listen to you. So people have their minds already fixed, and
Right?
they fix something. That oh, I'm gonna lead a country and make so much money. I'm gonna have a job and stability. And like you
Yeah,
said, they could took the money that they got scammed with and started a business in Kenya. But
yeah,
first of all, they don't believe in themselves and they don't believe in African people, Irita. So you
correct.
like I told Joe, you got internal racism.
Yeah,
You look,
yeah,
so this is all based in um, colonialism, and you're not clearing your mind. And then
hmm
you just don't see no value in black people here. That's why they don't start businesses. They don't see no value in themselves or the people around them.
but it's amazing that globalists see the value in Africa. They know what your nation holds. They know what's happening, and you don't know what's happening. As we move forward, we have Prime Cabinet Secretaries saying Musalia Mudavadi has raised concern about the number of Kenyans who are registered on SHA but are yet to deposit any premium, thus crippling operations of the controversial medical scheme because SHA is not working. Why would you want me to deposit an amount of money on a portal that is not working at all? And the fact that when you need help, if I've deposited like 100,000, I'm only gonna get 4,000 Kenyan shillings. Why should I trust that? So they're complaining about people not depositing money in this so-called SHA. According to Mudavadi, he says 20.6 million Kenyans registered on SHA. Only 4 million, sorry, have been paying their monthly premium, which according to
Registering what? What is it?
the SHA,
What's
it's an
that?
insurance, it's an medical
Okay.
insurance, the new
Okay.
one.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay. So Kenya were supposed to be contributing to this insurance thing, right?
it's actually deducted from your salary,
Okay.
right? So
Automatically, or you sign, or do you guys sign up for it,
we
or is it
had,
mandatory?
yeah, we had NHIF, right? Which they changed to SHA, like a new,
No, I'm saying, is it mandatory? Do you
yes, it
have to
is.
do it, or you don't have to do it? You have to
Especially if
do
you're
it.
working for the government people, yes.
Oh, the government people have to do it.
Yeah, just say the
Okay.
government people. If you're working for the government, yeah, they're gonna deduct it as part of tax.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then
So
what they complain about, if it's automatically deducted, what do you mean people not paying? You automatically
good.
deducting it from my check before I see my money. So what do you mean I'm not paying it? That's what I'm trying to ask. I don't understand. If it's already being deducted, like certain things we got in America, before we get paid, certain things get deducted. Like we have Social Security insurance.
Yeah,
That's deducted before we see
automatic.
our money.
Yes, it's supposed to work like that. So let me answer your question. He's saying only 4 million have been paying their monthly premium, which, according to previous data, mostly consists of employed Kenyans, right? Whose salaries are automatically deducted to the SHA
Exactly.
kitty.
Okay.
Yeah. So the cabinet secretaries has urged those registered to the scheme to commence payments and those yet to register to submit their details to the SHA portal to enable the scheme to meet its operational objectives. So definitely the ones who are employed that he's saying are the ones who are literally paying for the SHA. And
I
the
agree.
rest,
So if I'm not working, how the hell can I pay for it? I'm not
thank
understanding.
you. Yeah. If I'm not working out, how am I supposed to pay for a child? Honestly.
That's what I'm not exactly. So that's what I'm not understanding. If I'm not working, I I can't get no money. I don't got no money to give you. And I'm damn sure not getting. If I'm not working, I'm not putting no money in no damn health care. I gotta feed myself, house myself. What are you talking? That don't make any sense. That's why I'm trying to understand this.
Yeah.
So I'm like crazy town. What are you talking about? How am I paying for some health insurance? I don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a what? What are you talking about?
So
So
that's
that's what I'm
why.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Wait.
What about non-governmental workers? Are they supposed to
Right.
be paying this shit? Is it mandatory? That's what I'm asking
Right.
here.
Definitely, because he says if you've not registered, you should register under it.
But is it mandatory? Do I gotta do it? I
The
don't gotta do
government,
it.
yeah, according to the government, yes, it is.
So all Kenyans are supposed to register to this thing.
Mm-hmm. According to the government, yes, it is. You're supposed to register under SHAR.
Damn, have you guys registered to that shit to get your money taken?
Why are you laughing, Mr. Newsom?
I don't think
Of
you guys
course,
went to the. I don't think you guys went to the government to get your money taken for that shit.
of course, it's registered.
Yeah, right. I never.
Yes.
You did? I never. I don't think Joby and Shimani registered for that shit. You're the only one that registered for that shit every time is you. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. If they did, they wouldn't have been asking me to pay hospital bills and shit like that.
My gosh. So, family, the ones who are listening to me in the 254, if you've not registered and are sure that has been having complications, please do.
How much? How much is it? How much is it a month or a week or whatever they take it out? How much is that shit?
I believe it's 2,000 right now,
2,000 what? A month? A week? What?
monthly. I believe so. No, a minimum monthly 300? 300, a minimum of 300, as I say, contribution of 300 per month.
Okay, three. How much is 300? How much is 300 Kenyan shillings? Like a dollar? How much is that? How much is 300 Kenyan shillings a month? Let me see. What's 300? Let's see. Ask Google. How much is 300 Kenyan shillings in American money? Okay, $2. Two
Yeah.
dollars. $2.32. Have you guys been paying your $2.32?
So in Kenya, the monthly contribution to the social health insurance managed by the Social Health Authority is 2.75% of an individual's gross salary, with a minimum of 300 Kenyan shillings per month.
Oh,
And
that's the minimum.
yeah,
They're taking
minimum.
your money. They forcing money out of your check
Mm-hmm.
to go to pay for some health care that don't even work.
But we
That's a
also have
scam.
to understand, I understand you guys are worried about people not contributing or depositing their money. into a SHA, but is it working? Because we had some complaint of a lady who allegedly said she was abducted. I think you remember her, Keith. I don't know if you can remember her. She said, okay, they've deposited money into a SHA, and the fact that they are going to receive care or help at the hospital or treatment, there's no money. And you know you have like over 100,000 Kenyan shillings in that account, but you're only supposed to use like 4,000. It doesn't add up, or 1,000 shillings. So people are also
I don't understand you guys' groupie health system. I'm trying to say,
mhm.
when you put the money in, does it adds up into your account, or does it just go into a general account for everybody?
No, it's your account.
Okay, so now, so when you put the money in, that's your account that you're saving for you when you got to go have hospital services then.
Medical emergency treatment or anything like that.
Okay, so okay,
Hmm.
so that
That's your
money's yours. Oh,
yeah.
so when a lady tried to go get the money was gone,
She
right?
the portal was not working. So definitely you could not use the money that you have deposited.
I'm saying, but what about now? See, constantly. So
We
no,
don't
that's
have
I would.
any we don't have any news if it's working or not, because the last time
So
they were saying
so
they're
why would I
working.
be putting money? So why would I be giving you money? It's a scam again. Why would I
That's
be
why
giving you
people
money?
are fearful of depositing money.
Why would I give you money and I can't use the money that's been stolen? No, I'm not putting no money in that shit.
We don't have any updates regarding the fact that it's working right now, because the last time I remember they said they're working on it. So is it okay or it's not okay? And the fact that why you actually putting like an app or something like a portal out there, knowing confidently like it's not working. It's a question. Before you present anything to the public, you should have tried it like a million times to know that it's working. But you're presenting it to the public, and people are putting their trust and faith in you. They deposit millions and thousands and hundreds of
Yeah,
shillings, and then when they need help, there's no help, knowing that
that's
you
it.
have
Should have
money.
been. It should. It means it's being stolen. It don't take long to fix no system, Iriton. If you know things not working correctly, you go and get your best IT people in there, and you get
Yeah,
it and you get it back up and working within a week's time. So
I
no, this is a scam again. They're stealing money. I'm not putting no money in that shit.
told
Why would I
everyone
be
was
putting money? Why would I be
no,
putting money in something and
mm.
you're telling me I go to use it and the money's not there? Then where's the money at then?
And that's why Kenyans are not depositing any money, because
Well,
the
they
last time,
smart. Well,
yeah,
they're
they're
smart.
like, it's not going to help. But maybe I can just save my own
Yeah,
emergency money and put it in this.
exactly. I put my own money on the side. Why would I use that shit? It's another way of stealing money. And in Africa, there's never no accountability. Never.
Mm,
No one's
yeah,
you know when they steal your money, no one goes to jail. No one's accountable for shit.
yeah.
No one,
I
and then when you talk like I said, they disappear you. I came to, hey, you know what? My money's gone. Next, you know, you're being abducted because they stole your money, and
that's so
and you're saying something about it. Nah, I won't be
now
putting my money in that shit.
people are afraid to talk about it online because they're going to be abducted. So what they do, they
I'm gonna be abducted for me asking about my own damn money.
yeah. So they're like, it's better I don't deposit the money. Let me just keep my own money, because as you said,
Exactly.
everything Mr. Newsom has said is correct. No accountability. They're not going to talk about it. When you ask for your money, no trace of it. So let me just be smart about it and not deposit any money into this portal. Case solved. Done deal. But as we're almost winding up here on Let's Pop with Iritan, we have Rwanda planning to attack Burundi.
Burundian will not accept to be killed as Congolese are being killed.
What?
Burundian has
I'm sorry?
Wow. I'm like, wow. What's gonna? Oh, let me go. Let me make sure John's all right. John, all right?
He's okay.
we are mobilized together. We know that we will respond if they attack us.
We understand that you held talks between yourself and Rwanda. What is the objective of those deliberations?
Today, I can tell you that there is no talks, but we did talks before. 2020, I had initiative to resolve our problem between us with dialogue. And we agreed on many things.
I hate seeing this. I hate seeing our
Now, what you, I don't hate seeing nothing. I mean, people say, now what's just like me and Joey did on her show. If you look at this dude's a complete moron. He's an idiot. He's the head of a whole country, and he's an idiot. You
Why
can't
would you say
tell. God damn, you can't tell this dude's an idiot.
that? I'm having a conversation
I'm
with you.
asking you. You asking me? Why would I say that? Why would I not say he's an idiot? Why would I not
Because
say that? Because his mannerism, because of his mannerisms, what he's saying, his syntax, and his logic. He's an idiot. I know when I'm listening to a moron every time. Not that he speaks English. I know he's a moron. He's an idiot. And when you don't understand, when you can't see idiocy in a person every time, you got to do some more study. This is an idiot. He shouldn't be head of any country at all.
I'm
He
having a
should be.
conversation with
Huh?
you, Seniors, in
What?
regards to trying to get, I don't know. Let's just continue.
It
But
was the time of implementation. And when it was to implement, is what Rwanda refused to do what he promised. And the people who did the coup was organized by Rwanda. They are living in the hand of Rwanda. This is only the problem. If Rwanda accept to
is he
hand
talking about the coup from '97? There has been no coup. What coup is he talking about? Is he talking about the coup they tried, Rwanda and Uganda tried to do in '97? Then yes, that's for '70. But they're not. If you're gonna be an honest actor and tell the truth, Museveni and Kagame are puppets of the West. So they staged the coup for Western powers, United States, England, France, to steal those resources out the Western Congo. But there hasn't been no coups in Congo for 25 years now, over 25. So what coup is he talking about? That's what I'm asking. Go ahead.
and to bring them to the justice, the problem will be finished. We don't have anything to ask to Rwanda. I asked him, tell us what the problem of Burundi caused to you so that we can resolve it with dialogue. They don't say anything. They say you closed the border. The border we closed because of that problem. There's not another problem. They don't have anything to ask to Burundi, but they
So
refuse.
remember, if you guys in the travel thing, the Rwandans, that's why I asked John what he was. The Rwandans and the Burundis are the same people. They only
Right.
came a fake country because of the damn Europeans, the Europeans and their fake cutting up the borders. Burundi, if I asked John, if I knew, asked John, he knew, I said, are you Tutsi or you Hutus? I don't want to say, because he knows that the Hutu who were running also Rwanda and Burundi before Kagame's wicked ass got control of it. The Hutu, the same tribe, were running both countries, but the Tutsis blew up. John's tribe blew up the president of Rwanda. That's how Kagame got in power. They killed the Hutu president, him and Museveni crooked ass, and with the help of the Europeans. So that's why John, I don't care, John. I know what tribe you are. I know the tensions. And so the same tribes tried to take over Burundi, but they weren't strong enough to do so. So it's been this tension back and forth.
Right.
So you got the Tutsis, also John's tribe in Burundi, of course, but they don't control Burundi like they do Rwanda. So this is, yeah, so it's deep here at times. So it's been a constant tension between
Yeah.
Rwanda and Burundi ever since the Tutsis, being Paul Kagame's tribe, took over Rwanda. It's
Right.
been a problem because they're the minority. Like Museveni in Uganda, he's a minority. How's a minority tribe the head of everything because the Europeans put them in power. And so, see, Kagame's rule is not organic in Rwanda. He was put in power. It sustains power through them. It's not organic because his tribe is not John's tribe is not the majority. And they wouldn't elect since Africans are tribal, they wouldn't elect a small tribal group to be over them. So that's
Right.
what we're talking about.
Right. And that's why I believe the Burundian president is trying to protect his country, as he's saying,
Well,
you know,
yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah, because he knows that the Tutsis and John's tribe were trying. They got caught again in the '90s trying to take over Burundi when they took over Rwanda. And so what happened? Hate to say it, sadly, but
Mm,
the Hutus acted savagely. I don't think they should have. They started since they knew that the Tutsis were trying to take over Burundi. The Hutus started killing John's tribe down there. They started
mm.
murder. They started murder. They said won't be no Kagame up in here again.
Wow.
Yeah. So they started murdering innocent Tutsis. It
Mm,
had nothing to do with it
yeah.
because the Hutus saying we're not gonna have what happened in Rwanda happen here where you stole a whole country from us. We're not gonna
Right.
allow it. So we're gonna start killing you people now. So because we're not gonna allow. So sadly enough, innocent people got murdered, which is part of John's tribe, because the same people John's tribe took over Rwanda.
Alrighty. Hoping
Yeah,
it's not going to be another war, honestly. There's always wars in Africa.
all
Always,
tribe,
always,
always based
always.
on tribe.
Tribes, thank you. All comes down to tribes. Something we
Yeah,
should definitely be having a conversation with. And mostly, if you see, it's a lot of people who are not in this generation. It's people in the um, previous, prior generation, not the now generation at all. And it's something which is so deeply inscripted
and
in them, embedded in them. Yeah, it's it's sad, but we're winding up with our family. Thank you, Mosquito. He's the president of Burundi. Also, before we wind up, remember to download our app on the Google Play Store if you're using the Androids.
now I don't
The
understand why he was saying Kagame was about to attack him. Did Kagame say he was about to attack him or anything every time? I don't know the backstory. Did Kagame say he was going to attack him? Is that what he said?
No, that's not
I,
what he's saying.
yeah, I understand the back. Then was he talking about? Was he talking
He
about he's about to be attacked by Rwanda?
He said he asked for a dialogue, but
Yes.
nobody collaborated. So right now they have to protect. He has to protect his country.
But that doesn't mean he's about to be attacked because Kagame just blew him off. I don't want
Mm,
to talk to you. I don't mean I'm
that's
going
what
to attack you.
like he didn't want this to end like that. Like for them having a conflict or a war. He wanted to talk about it in a very diplomatic manner, but he
Well,
says
Kagame, well,
not the
Kagame's
case.
like saying, well, Kagame said, I don't want to talk to you. So,
Yeah.
um, um,
It was
Kagame,
regarding closing the border. It was about the border because he's mentioned that.
yeah, but he closed his border. That's his prerogative
Yeah.
as the head of the country. If he wants to close Burundi's border to Rwanda,
Yeah.
that's his choice because
Yeah.
obviously he feels there's some kind of threat, and
Yeah.
obviously since they're the same people, you better believe he has spies here in Rwanda.
Yeah.
They're literally the same people here. So you better believe he's got people in Rwanda
Right.
that are spies and that are listening and hearing things, right? So that would lead him to close his border because
Yeah.
his spies that are in Rwanda are hearing, hey, they're planning something against us.
Mm,
So that can because that would make him do that. Because of
right.
course, they're the same. He can blend in with all the Rwanda. They speak the same language,
Of
same
course.
dialogue, and everything. That's why John can go to Rwanda. And people would
Yeah.
believe he's a Rwandese. They wouldn't know
Yeah.
he's Burundian.
It looks like a Rwandese, like exactly like
Yeah,
a Rwandese. Yeah. But we're
exactly.
winding up with that, family. The conversation, the UAE agenda in Africa. We talked about the Sudan war that is really happening right now. That's coming. That is always happening in the Nairobi, Kenya, and the Rwanda Burundi conflict. Hope is not going to manifest, but we're going to be updating you more in regards to what's happening here in the 254 and in Africa. But remember to download our app on
I
the
don't think it's
Google
gonna be. I don't think there'll be a war here, because then it would expose Kagame, Museveni. It would
facts.
expose too much. It would
Yeah.
expose too much. So they're not gonna. It would just expose, and if they do, they might lose their own presidency because
Mm,
then Africa would be inflamed and the other countries would be will be forced to finally come in and deal and overthrow them. Say, you guys got to go. Okay, who's
Yeah.
backing you? Okay, what you're being found. You two bastards have got to go.
We
It's
let it
either
go.
you and your family. Yeah. So I think they know that. Even though they're despots, they
The
know how to
tension,
survive.
or
They know how to
basically
survive.
creating tension. Like, hey, I'm on my feet. I'm on my toes. And try it. Just a little
Yeah,
negotiation, but they're not gonna do the actual thing.
yeah. He knows how to survive. So they
Yes.
know how to survive. So I don't think they. I think they know a war, another war
Mhm.
in Eastern Africa, especially
Right.
ruled around the border of Congo, would
Yeah.
not go well. So if anything, Museveni and Kagame are survivors. So they
Mhm.
know how to stay in power. I think they
Right.
know if they did this, the other African countries say, well, this is too far.
Right.
Once we go, we're gonna have to get them out of power too. So
Right.
it's not, it'll cause a war, of course, but at the end of it, those two will not be able to stay in power. None of the families. It won't be like, oh, my son is going to be the next president type of shit, right? He said, no,
Mhm.
your family is out of here. So I think they know that. So I don't think, see, if that Burundi guy was smart, he would know. He was like, nah, there's no way they can afford another war, because they got a war going on in the Congo right now. Here, trying to too
Yeah,
much that people are focused on, right?
that is
So
true.
that's why Kagame is kicking out all the European diplomats in his country, because he
Yeah.
doesn't want like he's a puppet. So he's kicking out the French, he's kicked out the Belgians, all kinds of stuff. But people still know you're a puppet, Kagame. That ain't gonna work. So I don't think
That's
they're gonna start. I don't think they're gonna start no war.
that's good. But let's listen into the health and benefits of multivitamin as you order your t-shirts and beanie hats, dot hats, with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it.
Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just one tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
For $32.90. Also, before I wind up, I want to play a video of my friend actually being in her cultural ethnicity. Yeah,
All
studied from
right.
all Africa. I'm gonna play a video of Ruth right away.
So hypnotizing, temperature rising, but being private. I know you see my body moving like a snake, moving like a snake, moving like a snake. I know you see my body moving like a snake, moving like a snake, moving like a snake. She so hypnotizing, temperature rising, but being private. I know you see my body moving like a snake, moving like a snake, moving like a snake. I know you see my body moving like a snake, moving like a snake, moving like a snake.
She's performing on the 29th at Sun event as she launches her studio. So congratulations to Ruth, a beautiful, amazing performance, always standing on the culture. It's your girl, the lovely Ewerton family. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. We're coming right away back with Rhythm and Scoop. So follow up, General Mosquito. Thank you. Is your belly dancing friend on Instagram? Really, General? Yes, of course. You can see all of our performances. When you come to Kenya, I'll definitely take you to one of our shows. Remember, download our app and follow us on all the social media platforms. Sending you so much love and light. Rest this weekend. Just have a good one with yourself, friends, and family. And remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. Much love, family. Bye. Your last word, Mr. Newsom? Mr. Newsom, are you there? He's not there. But thank you, family. Have a good one.
Feel the hit. Feel the freshness.
Last. Now everybody go to breakfast. You're now listening to the best music.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. I'm reaching out to all our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Lama Fire Radio.
1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Feel the freshness.